Chelsea Football Club have decided it's going to be either John Duran or Omorodion from Spain. And a lot of you are saying, who? I was saying the same thing. 40 million euros rejected for the Spanish under-20 star. And the reality is, a lot of Chelsea fans are fuming, and I don't understand why, because I know nothing about this player. But we're going to do some research and tell you who he is and where he's from and why Chelsea are trying to sign him. We're going to try and give some logic. We also find out why the one and only Dominic Solanke is not under consideration. When you hear the reason, it's very logical. We get the fixtures for the Premier League that have just recently come out, and Wolverhampton Wanderers have hijacked Chelsea, and Chelsea cannot get Pedro Lima, and I'm going to explain to you why it's not the end of the world and how it happened, and we've got all the latest news compiled in one video for all of you to see. So before we get started, I need you to hit the like button, because my heart is very broken right now. My nation, Georgia, just suffered a horrible defeat at the Euros when we should have won, so I need all the support you can get. 1,000 likes goes a long way. And secondly, subscribe to the channel, because I'm going to be honest with you, when the time is right, I vent, I moan, and I shout. When the time is not right, like this, I try to be logical. I try to get as much of the information as possible and then relay it to you in an orderly fashion so you don't panic, I don't panic, and we actually enjoy the Chelsea content we intake. Now let's get into it. Fabrizio Romano, as well as Demartio and multiple different sources have come out with the breaking news that Chelsea have had a bid of 40 million euros rejected for Simão Omorodion. I think I pronounced his name right. The Spanish under-20 international, who's 20 years old, was on loan last year, 34 games, 8 goals in La Liga at Alaves, is linked with Chelsea. Chelsea are trying to get the player. Atletico Madrid said he's not for sale at this moment in time. They want more money. This is a negotiation ploy. However, Chelsea are going in hard after this player. Fabrizio Romano has reiterated it's either going to be him or it's going to be Duran. Chelsea's scouting is very dependent on these players. And the reason why it's like this is I think Chelsea are set on the idea that Nicholas Jackson is going to be their main. And what has happened? Well, fans are fuming. The fact that, look, fans were already not happy with John Duran. Chelsea know it's going to cost £40 million to secure the talents of John Duran. Aston Villa have said that. However, Chelsea are planning on making the trade in terms of players. Aston Villa don't want to do that. They want the cash up front. So Chelsea aren't on it. Now they're going after Simão. And where it gets very interesting is Chelsea already put a 40 million euros plus 10 million euros in add-on, and Atletico aren't happy with the breakdown and the deal. Now we need to talk about fans, and the fans are emotional. I think what we need to understand is a lot of us don't agree with the transfer strategy. I am one of those, right? I think there are times where you buy young, but there are times when you go and spend the money and get a brilliant player that is ready to come in and compete right now. However, the question always is for me is age a good enough factor of someone being ready? Because the reality is Cole Palmer's ready and worked out, Malo Gusto's ready and worked out, and neither one of them were like regular starters at their old club for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 seasons. So why are we being so reactionary when we don't know enough about the individual? I'll be honest, I don't know nothing more than the fact that he played a few games at the under 19 level, a few games at under 20 level for Spain. He went on loan to Alaves, got 8 goals in 34 games, and that's all I know about him. I haven't even watched a compilation where I can say I affirmatively know enough about this player to come here and spew some nonsense to you guys. So I'm not going to do it. I'm just going to tell you the facts that I know, the fact that Fabrizio Romano is reporting this, Demartio is reporting this, and other outlets are reporting this, so this is concrete information. We didn't know enough about Jackson, and now we're getting exposed to this deal. I'm saying be patient, let more information come out before you melt down. The next piece of news is regarding Dominic Solanke. A lot of people have said to me actually and said, look Alex, why are we not getting Dominic Solanke? Why are Chelsea not looking into him? He's Cobham, born and bred, he's one of our own, bring him back. Well, we find out now that Dominic Solanke, and this is coming from Simon Johnston from the Telegraph, that Dominic Solanke has a £65 million release clause in his contract. That's too much money. Guys, Solanke is a very good player. He's going into the prime of his life, and he's now starting to reach the level that everybody thought Dominic Solanke was going to reach. When he first broke out onto the scene, right? He was smashing in goals at Chelsea under 21 level. He played in arguably the best youth team I have ever seen with Jeremy Bowen, Boga, Charlie Masunda, Fikayo Tomori, Ruben Loftus-Cheek. That team was absolutely amazing. However, he went to Liverpool, didn't work out. Bournemouth's time was very up and down, topsy-turvy. He had to develop into the man that he's become now. And the season he had this year was the one where it's welcome to the party. But is Solanke worth 65 million? Not for me. I don't think he's a 65 million pound player. I think it's too much money. It would be stupid to invest that kind of money into somebody who's 27, doesn't have the experience to lead the line at a big club, but yet the price tag would warrant the fact that he's a big name player. So I don't want to take that risk. Honestly, I'm happy to go with Nkunku and Jackson. I don't want to just go and spend stupid money and panic buy. I'd rather go for another prospect and build from there. That's just me though. The fixture list for Chelsea has come out and it's actually very interesting. So Chelsea are going to start the 24-25 Premier League season at home against Manchester City. Then we're going to have Wolverhampton, Palace, and that's the first 3 games of the season. With the rest of the fixtures, they're out, so if you want to go check it out, go check it out in your own time. I'm not going to be talking and looking all the way for the November fixtures because there's no point, right? Things change, players get injured, you're in form, you're out of form, but what we can look at is the first 3 games, right? Manchester City at home, I'm hoping they're going to be pre-season rusty, players go deep into the Euros and go deep into the Copa America, and we can catch them off guard. The way we played Liverpool in the first game of the season last year, it was promising, it was inspiring. Hopefully we win that. Then we've got Wolves where we need to make a statement because Wolves have beaten us twice now, and it's actually getting embarrassing to how much plaudits Wolves get and how comfortable they are whenever they play us. Gary O'Neill absolutely humiliated us and it's about time we retaliate. And finally, Crystal Palace with Glasner. So the start to the season isn't easy. It isn't easy. But the reality is, Premier League isn't easy anymore. Like, there's no such thing as an easy 3 points. Proven by Pochettino last year when we went to Burnley at home and Sheffield United away. And the reality is, we could have got those 4 points and they would have put us in a very good position to make top 4. But we didn't. So it is what it is. We see the fixtures now. We move on. We keep it stepping. And now on to the final piece of news regarding Pedro Lima. 17-year-old Pedro Lima has opted to join Wolverhampton Wanderers over Chelsea Football Club. Wrong. The reality is, Pedro Lima was joining Strasbourg. Pedro was going to Strasbourg for 7 million euros plus 3 million in add-ons. And Fabrizio Romano came out with the here we go. He gave it the whole hype. He gave it the whole spiel. And he was even saying, oh, it's a future Chelsea player. It's going to happen. And Wolves came in and hijacked the deal. They literally snatched Strasbourg's chain. They said, nah, bro, not today. We're taking. And the player, apparently, so the fee has been accepted by his club. The player's en route to the club. He's happy. The personal terms have been agreed. And he's going to be integrated into their side as long as he gets a work permit. But this is where it gets very interesting and when you think about it. Is this the end of the world? No. I think we got Josh Akabom, and the reality is he's a very good player. We've seen him in moments against Spurs where he looked very good. We know he's been good at the under-21 level. Personally, I would loan him to Strasbourg. Let him go, let him have Ligue 1 minutes, let him go play regularly, let him develop in France. And then the year after, he comes back and makes a claim for the Chelsea first team. However, people aren't going to see it that way. People just want to jump on the fact that, oh, Blue Coat don't want to pay the money. Look, we're getting humiliated by Wolves. No, we're not. He's a player that Strasbourg wanted to buy. The player decided to go to Wolves because he wants to play in the Premier League instead of Ligue 1. And the reality is the money in the Premier League and the money in Ligue 1 is completely different. He's not going to be getting Chelsea wages. He's going to be getting Strasbourg wages. Furthermore, and I think this is the biggest one of all, Brazilian players aren't owned fully by their clubs. They're owned by intermediaries as well. I remember when Neymar was leaving, I think it was Santos. Neymar was only owned at 50% by the club. The other 25 was by his father, and the other 25 was a car manufacturing company that invested into Neymar at a very young age. So the reality is you need to negotiate with multiple entities, and some of these entities don't care about footballing reasons. Some of them just say, I just want to get paid. So these European clubs, when they come in to purchase these players, they're just trying to get 100% ownership of the player, because there's no way you're going to buy a player and only own 50% of him or 60% of it, because you want to own the asset. However, that's the latest news regarding Chelsea. Fabrizio got that one wrong. People are telling him hold that. But this could happen because his news was credible. His news was reliable. It's just there was an inside lane and Wolves stole the player under Strasbourg's throat. So it is what it is. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you lot enjoyed the video. Do not overreact, do not ruin your mood. Mine's already ruined because Georgia didn't win, but it is what it is. Peace out, I'm out, have a lovely day.